I'm Dr. Nancy, and this is your Celebrity Medical Doctor. Dr. Nancy Knows Season 2, brought to you by Star Worldwide Network. We are super excited to be on the new network for Season 2. All you have come to know and love about Dr. Nancy Knows is still the same. We have expert guests that come on the show that are experts in their field of industry to talk about what they're doing in the community, as well as celebrities. And today's show will not disappoint. Today is getting to know Dr. Nancy, and I have the privilege and honor to introduce Dave Pratt, the mayor. He is the CEO and founder of Star Worldwide Network, and he's been in radio and television for over 40 years. Now remember, Dr. Nancy Knows is brought to you on StarWorldwideNetwork.com, as well as drnancyknows.com, and all of their social media platforms that you have come to know and love, as well as podcast. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Dave, the Mayor Pratt. Dave?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a big task to get to know Dr. Nancy because you are like the Energizer Bunny on steroids. You have so much going on. I mean, you're on the cover of magazines, now you have your own television show, and you have your successful medical practice, and at the same time, you're helping out a ton of charities, and you're a creator and an inventor of medical products. So where do we start? I don't know. Maybe we should start with Dr. Nancy as a little Dr. Nancy, or actually before you were Dr. Nancy, and just talk about what your goals were when you were young and just growing up. Did you want to be a doctor?
That's a very good question. I grew up in a family of 5, 2 brothers on either side, older and younger. I was a middle child, so the only girl.
You were the Jan Brady?
I was. I was a tomboy, but my parents always instilled in all of us that the sky's the limit. You can be whatever you want to be. And I really didn't know what exactly I wanted to be, but I knew I wanted to be someone. I knew, coming from humble beginnings, and a lot of my family and aunties were just very instrumental in paving my career, of who I was, and I owe a great amount of gratitude to my immediate family. And just soaring high, shooting for the stars was my mentality.
So sometimes when kids get gifts, it's like the little doctor kits and stuff. There wasn't something like that you went, this is great, I want to do the real thing. I mean, deciding to be a doctor is a big decision to make. And you were in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
Growing up in Pennsylvania. So at what point did you truly realize that that's the direction that you wanted to take?
That's a really interesting question. So I used to marvel over the newscasters and thought someday I wanted to be on television and do the news and speak all over the world. And that's what I started to do. My first 2.5 years into college, my major was communication and public relations. However, I didn't feel like I did very well at that. And I got stage fright and panicked.
Because you seem so smooth on television, and you have the television look and the big smile.
It was my mother who said, Nancy, you're really compassionate, you're good with people, why don't you choose medicine? And I did. And over 25 years, I've excelled in that arena. And it wasn't until recently that I got an opportunity to start doing the Dr. Nancy Knows radio talk show, and everyone that I've spoken to and has mentored me said I have a natural talent. So after 30 years, full circle, I'm actually doing one of the passions that I had.
That's really the reverse of what we normally hear, right? About doctors who are in the media, because a lot of times doctors are creating their wonderful medical practice and helping out so many people, and then they decide, hey, I want to share it with others. I want to do television. I want to do radio. For you, you were the opposite. You were looking at doing television, and then, lucky for us, on both sides, you became a doctor, but that's why you're so natural now, because it's It seems like media just comes so easy for you. Like I said, you're on magazines. I've seen you on television before. When we heard that Dr. Nancy was coming to Star Worldwide Networks, I can't even tell you how many people said, I know Dr. Nancy, I know Dr. Nancy, I know Dr. Nancy. Like, if you ran for office right now, you'd win. Do you know that?
Oh, wow. You know, I owe all my thanks to my Lord and Savior, actually, and my love for others and advocating allowed me to be the best that I could be in patient advocacy and taking care of individuals. It's such a privilege to have an individual in front of you in their most vulnerable moments of time to share with you that information. And I take that very seriously. And so when there was an opportunity for me to have a larger voice to share inspiration, motivation, and hope, I actually jumped at it. And I don't have a lot of extra time, but you know what? He'll never put more on you than you can bear. And so, you know, I thought I knew my gifts, but the more you step out—
Meaning the Lord.
Meaning the Lord. You know, when you step so far outside of your comfort zone, you discover gifts that you never even knew you were blessed with.
Yeah, that is so true. A lot of times people say, just at the moment you're getting out of your comfort zone and getting just a little bit uncomfortable, that's when magic happens. That's when it comes around. So when you and I first met, we were just laughing and having some fun, and Dr. Nancy came down to our studios, and we're just having a good time. And then the conversation switched to medicine, and whoa, whole different side. Still the big smile, still cordial, but that's when I could really tell that you're an incredible doctor, and that's what so many people tell me all the time. I want to go back to Pennsylvania. So now you've made the decision that you're somewhat interested in medicine, right? You're getting ready to go to the next level of education. Take us there. Did you go to college in Pennsylvania?
I did. I have 4 degrees. My initial one was an HBCU, so Delaware State University.
You got to break that down for me. So HBCU.
Historical Black College Universities.
Okay.
And then I got a master's at Wilmington University, a doctorate at Widener University, another master's at University of Pennsylvania.
In Philly?
In Philadelphia.
Widener University in Philly.
Yes, I've worked at
That's
University
been around
of
for like 200 years.
Yes. Yes, it
That's
has.
like one of the oldest universities in the nation.
It's very good education.
Okay.
It's Ivy League, and they train you to disseminate. They give you the best education, and then they ask you to go out and spread all of that good joy.
Okay. So you mentioned Ivy League. I'm a sports fan. Is it the Pioneers or the Pride or something like that? Widener? You're an athlete too, right?
Correct. You know, a lot of that was in high school. You know, when you go to college and you have science majors, there's not a lot of extra time, curricular time, to do anything outside of really just study, for sure.
I'm going to guess. Track.
Right, I ran
Sprinter.
track, yes.
Really?
Well, 400, so not so fast, but one time around as fast as you can. I medaled in track, basketball, and I did some gymnastics as well.
Basketball, good jump shot?
Yeah, I was a forward.
Okay, all right. So you're going through college in Pennsylvania, and somehow we're blessed to have you in Arizona. How the heck did that happen? How do you come all the way across the country and end up in the desert with us?
Well, you know, it was a divine move. And 25 years of my life was on the East Coast, and I didn't know exactly why I was moving and actually which particular state. But again, blind faith. And I did become weary of the winters, the harsh winters back east, and but that wasn't the only reason. And my last 10 years of my medical career was in emergency medicine and trauma. And I just transferred from one trauma center to another out here in Dignity Health organization. And for about 1.5 years, I worked in trauma and emergency medicine. I love it. But I got a tap on my shoulder, and you know, the voice said, listen, my dear child, I did not move you 3,000 miles away to be comfortable and do the same thing. You need to do more. And so I sought out opening my own practice. Who does that? Move 3,000 miles away, not connected at all.
And again, Arizona, because You said moving to the West, it could have been California, it could have been New Mexico, Nevada, and was it just like a pin on the map, or
That's
Arizona?
a good question. Now that took a little part of me kind of like deciding, actually. You know, California, cost effective and economic status. Nevada, Arizona was perfect. Perfect for getting to those locations, getting the most bang for your buck as well. Culturally speaking.
You mean housing-wise, or? Okay.
Housing-wise. And I love Arizona. I wouldn't change a thing. And I moved 3,000 miles away with my African gray parrot, away from all of my family.
You throw that in there like it's so normal. You're what?
I have an African gray parrot, and
Okay.
he turned 20 this past February.
Is that a big bird, or is it, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a miniature.
Does he
like
talk?
He's a medium-sized bird. He does. He's a chatty catty.
What does he say?
He says his name, and
Are you going to bring him on the show?
he speaks in my tone and my voice. And I did a photo shoot recently with Sones Magazine, multicultural. Here we are at Dr.
Right
Nancy
here.
Knows.
Right here. That's what
And
I'm holding.
in one of those covers, there's 16 pages there.
Okay.
Congo was debuted in that magazine.
You know, I don't know if our cameras can
Wow.
pick it up, but hold on here, just on the fly. So his name is Congo?
His name is Congo. And
Okay, on the
there he is.
Okay, I don't know if our production guys can pick this up, but let me see if I can get away from the shine. Can you see Dr. Nancy holding Congo? Congo has to come in our studio.
Yeah, he's very social, definitely.
I think Congo needs a little perch right here. And
He would
can
be very
your,
comfortable next to his mother.
He can be your co-host. Hey, with emergency and trauma,
Yes.
and that's what you were doing on the East Coast. The other night we had a Dr. Nancy mixer here at our studios to kind of kick off the new season, the new show. And so many patients, they just love you. I mean, they're clapping for you and hugging you and wishing you the best, and you know every single one by first name, and you're asking about their family and what they do. To me, that seems like Dr. Nancy. Emergency and trauma, that's heavy. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, it's not like you have time to get to know your patients before you treat them, and it just seems so heavy. I know it can be interesting, but it can't be any fun.
You know, everybody has their gifts and talents, and we
a
all
huge
need
talent.
individuals in particular areas that we may not feel the best in as well. And I want to tell you that in trauma, we get to be in the code bays and go up to the OR, rotate in the trauma ICUs, and then we have a trauma outpatient clinic as well. So we get to see the ones that make it through the hospitalization course.
So you do get to have that
And we
relationship.
do. We get to see them, and
Okay.
what a great gift, for sure.
Now, with your medical practice, and there's still so much I want to cover, so thanks for putting up with all my questions, because getting to know Dr. Nancy, as I mentioned, is fun, but it's not easy because there's a lot going on. With your medical practice, tell us about your medical practice, how you're different than others, what you specialize in, and what you believe in.
Yes. So Dr. Nancy's integrative medicine is mostly customized care.
Explain what that is.
Yeah, so Dr. Nancy's integrative medicine is holistic, mind, body, spirit. It's alternative. It's plant-based. You know, I took an oath in medicine and to do no harm, and but at the end of the day, I'm Cherokee, African American, and my ancestors lived off the land, and there are multiple ways outside of writing a prescription of a man-made substance to heal someone. So I incorporate alternative treatment modalities for patients to give them choices. We all should have choices in our medical care to be the best and live our best health, like now is the way.
So what you do with your patients is it's somewhat educational, that there are alternative ways, because, and I'm not judging, I'm not picking on any doctors, but sometimes just writing a prescription and a pill is an easy way out, to where education takes a little bit more time and you need to get to know the patient a little bit more. Are most patients open to that when they come to you?
They're so receptive.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that, back east wasn't as, and moving out here, you really have to find your niche market, find out what the patients and the people need, and you meet them where they are. And plant-based, natural ways of remedying disorders and being at optimal health was really in my wheelhouse. And I often tell individuals that may not be patients of mine, but I say, listen, if you're having these challenges with your healthcare provider, I challenge you to go back to have them go find treatments that are alternative, right? So really, ultimately, I feel like I would be doing my patients an injustice. And in fact, writing them a prescription and sending them on their way is it's an injustice. It wouldn't be suiting me because definitely we are all held accountable, and we're going to sit down and we're going to devise a treatment protocol plan, and the patient is the active ingredient. Without that active participation, the recipe does not develop. So you need to be active in your care, and that's what we do.
So how does a holistic caregiver fit in with the old school doctor fraternity? Do they look at you as friend or foe?
Well, friends, obviously. I make friends with just about anybody.
I know socially, but I mean professionally, because I don't know if it's the right word, but somewhat you're disrupting the traditional old system of just do a prescription.
That's a really great question. I interview my patients just as well as they interview me. And if they want to be a part of my practice, they know for a fact that they're going to get the best of me.
Okay. Yeah, with the medical practice side of Dr. Nancy, I want to just give you a plug here. So Bell Road is the location.
I have two, Bell and Tatum, and East McDowell Mountain Ranch Road as well, both in Scottsdale.
Okay, and the easiest way, and we're not done with the interview yet because I have a lot more to ask you, but the easiest way for people to find a location that's most convenient for them and to schedule with you is your website?
It is. It is drnancysIntegrativeMedicine.com.
Okay, drnancysIntegrativeMedicine.com. So you can schedule there, get to know Dr. Nancy, and find a location that's nearest to you. Let's talk about this show, because I'm sure that you're going to cover so much on a medical basis. But when you opened this segment, you mentioned also celebrities. I was meeting celebrities at your mixer the other night. Nick Lowry, one of the greatest kickers of all time in the NFL, was here. Are you a big football fan?
I am.
This guy had 20 field goals over 50 yards. He has almost 1,500 field goals in his career. One of the all-time great kickers. He was here. Tank Jones, the actor, was here.
Yes.
And I'm a CSI nut. I know, go ahead and make fun of me, but I've seen Tank on all sorts of stuff on television. I was talking to him the other night. So you're going to incorporate some of that kind of fun, or when you have these celebrities on the show, will it be more leaning towards medical with them?
No, so that's the wonderful thing about Dr. Nancy Knows. It's not just all medical at all. No, no, no. I know it's history. I bring on different types of individuals that are inspired, that are making a difference across the globe. Coming on the Star Worldwide Network brings me, Dr. Nancy Knows, television talk show, more awareness on a broader perspective, locally, nationally, and globally.
I was going to ask you that. Will most of your guests be Arizona-centric, or from all around?
All around.
Zooming in?
All around.
Okay.
All around. I don't discriminate, and I'm often looking, and if you speak to me and or some individuals that I have relationships with, and they know what I'm looking for, I'm going to ask you to be on the show. Actually, to point out what it is that you're doing, bring more awareness to the greatness that you are doing for our country. We all need love at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Charities. So being a part of our community in Arizona, and it's probably like this in Pennsylvania. I don't know the Pennsylvania culture, but when you're an influencer here, and I know you're humble, but you are an influencer. When you're an influencer in Arizona, what I've learned over the years is that you have a responsibility to give back. You have to. It's part of Arizona culture, and you certainly are. Tell us about your foundation and charity and everything you do and how people can get involved.
Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. Family Matters Healthcare Foundation is my 501c3. And one person asked me once, would you narrow the focus of your foundation? And I said, well, no, because I'm much broader and bigger than that. And you know, with my healthcare foundation, I'd like to be able to pull something out to help just about anyone. So rather that's battered women, after school programs, financial literacy, women re-engaging with the workforce, interns that want to come on and work with Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine's practices. So it just really helps so many different people. Now then also I have Dr. Nancy's Medical Training Academy, and that emphasis is on CPR. What a life-saving skill set if you know CPR. You don't have to wait for and stand by while you dial 911 and a first responder if you are equipped with this life-saving skill set that can save your loved one. So CPR I'm very passionate about. For layman individuals, community complex, groundskeepers and staff, residents, you know, and here in Arizona, the summers here.
The water.
You know, there's pools and kids and drownings. God forbid. Learn CPR. Dr. Nancy's Medical Training Academy does that.
So with the foundation, and that's very cool, by the way, literally. With the foundation, I just want to get this right. So the foundation raises money, and then you can direct that money, you and your board, to
different entities that I have agreements with. So CPAs for financial literacy, or life coaching with organizations that I've established here with connections as well.
Good for you. We're lucky to have you part of the community.
Thank you.
Now, products, and you're an inventor, you're a creator. I met one of your partners the other night at the Mixer, Tom. He's got a 40,000 square foot place out in the East Valley, and I didn't even know this about Dr. Nancy. She's handing me products, and I go, what are these, products you believe in? She goes, no, those are products we've created. I'm like, really? Did that just come from your creative side or out of patients' needs who said, man, Dr. Nancy, I wish I had this, and then you
a little bit of
solved
both.
the problem?
A little bit of both. Again, gifts I didn't even know I had. I mean, I've always been a very creative individual, and I mean, the sky is truly the limit. I'm super proud of what has developed in the products. One product is NG Care's Focus. And Focus, you know, allows individuals to cognitively think better. You know, so it's entrepreneurials that are looking for a leading edge, or for an individual that, you know, maybe is a slow starter in the afternoon. All plant-based, non-GMO, and totally healthy. No side effects with mostly anything that you're taking, and it's a wonderful product. A whole product line for sleep and energy, all based on whole coffee powder and whole hemp powder as well. And I have some products that are for a topical cream for smoothing out cellulite and wrinkles. I'm anti-aging.
On the cosmetic side.
Absolutely.
See, that's what's really different about your medical practice, and I noticed that. Cosmetic side and women, there's so much stuff there. My wife was checking it all out. That's a little bit different for an integrated medical practice, isn't it?
It really is.
Okay.
You know, I don't fit in a box well, and I'm pretty creative. And again, millions and millions of us across the globe are suffering with obesity. And if I can help in that, that's what I want to do.
So we need to organize all this because there's so much, and I want to make it simple for you, the viewers of Dr. Nancy Knows, to kind of learn everything. I mean, we talked about the foundation, we talked about your website, how to schedule, the locations you have, we talked about your foundation. There's a lot, okay?
There is.
Is the Angie Cares information and the foundation information also on your main website?
They are ngcares.com, so www.ngcares.com. We'll list some of my products there, as well as my membership plans for individual business owners. They can leverage pre-tax dollars to offer health care to their employees. The NG Cares healthcare membership plans meet the minimal essential coverage in the workplace. And so it allows small business owners to extend benefits to their employees, per diem, part-time, full-time, whatever, so that it attracts more people to their business.
Right.
Why wouldn't they want that? Local business supporting local businesses.
We have covered a lot. What have we missed? Have we missed anything?
Well, you know, I have a couple of lasers that specialize in weight loss and body contouring, inch loss.
What part of the body?
Well, let's see, we have ProFit Laser Lipo, and it's a 7D state-of-the-art technology that uses infrared that penetrates visceral fat, so it improves your overall health and wellness. Visceral fat is the organ fat. It's the fat that you can work out a lifetime and you never lose. It clogs up your arteries and can kill you. So infrared on this particular laser infiltrates visceral fat, and it uses red light technology to empty out the fat cell, permanent loss of fat from the cell. All in 20 minutes you can lose up to 2 inches. That's ProFit Laser Lipo.
You are way ahead of me. So just for the average viewers like myself, I want to slow this down just for a minute. Laser lipo.
ProFit Laser Lipo.
So it's not invasive.
Not at all.
It's on the surface.
It is.
Laser. But like for guys, we get the gut, don't we? And what you're talking about is some of that lining, or however you refer to it, it's very resistant.
It is.
So a lot of times diet and exercise, I mean, it's not going to touch it. You need to pretty much laser it away.
You do. You need multiple ways to get rid of fat that can harm you.
So more questions from your friend Dave. How do you do it evenly?
Well, now we have paddles, and with ProFit Laser Lipo, you can put the paddles up to 24 body positions. And for men, some men have moobs, man boobs, and ProFit Laser Lipo can minimize that in men. Not in women though, but all the other areas both men and women can utilize.
Is there it's an outpatient?
It is. So we have a treatment demo facility at one of my practices off of the East McDowell Mountain Ranch Road location. Again, you can access my website for more information, ProFit Laser Lipo. No downtime, no pain, no surgery.
Completely safe?
Completely safe, FDA approved.
Okay. And with that, is there a recovery time?
No downtime, no pain, nothing,
So
no
somebody
needles.
could do it in the morning and then go to work?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do they feel it throughout the day? Does their appetite? It just seems so crazy to me.
You have to drink lots of water, you know, because you're flushing your system. We engage your lymphatics with this treatment protocol as well. And then we just debuted ProFit Elite. Now it's a class 2 medical device. Again, uses paddles, and it builds muscle and dissipates fat as well. So it's a combination. It's a 1-2 pack.
It's amazing. So guys, I'm just going to assume it's the gut and the boobs, okay? Ladies, thighs and arms. Oh, butt.
ProFit Elite can build up the muscles there in your backside as well, and you can put them on your thighs, your arms, your abdomen.
You know what we need to do, Dr. Nancy, and this, I get excited about this on our network because we get to educate people. I'd love to get some B-roll to show people exactly what this is, because I think part of education is comfort.
Yes.
And if we can get B-roll and you can kind of walk them through,
Would love
like
to.
the old John Madden telestrator, and show them the play-by-play of it getting done.
Absolutely.
If you had a patient that's willing.
Everybody volunteers. I had
Really?
like everybody in the room at the mixer to do that. You know, we raffled off one free session for both ProFit and ProFit Elite, and they were excited.
And guys, that's It's just two. Those are just two procedures that Dr. Nancy does. And that's why I'm so pumped to have this lady on our network. And you're smart and you're beautiful and you shine in every way. My wife, I'll tell you a little behind the scenes secret that I've already told Dr. Nancy. My wife was at the Mixer the other night and we were meeting Dr. Nancy and all her friends. And I was coming down here to do the interview with Dr. Nancy today. And my crew will tell you, very seldom do I ever do on-camera stuff anymore because I'm a behind-the-scenes guy now. But my wife said, so who are you interviewing? And I said, Dr. Nancy. She goes, you're going to wear a jacket today because Dr. Nancy always looks like a fashion model. And I said, a jacket? It's 100 degrees out. She goes, no, you're going to jack it up today. So that was Mrs. Pratt.
Well, you look handsome.
Throwing that in there. Dr. Nancy Knows on Star Worldwide Networks. We're so proud to have you. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's such an honor to have you interview me so that our new followers and viewers can get to know me as well. And so, we're going to be debuting each week as well, everyone. And there's going to be a new guest every week across the globe, feeding you information that is useful, that is practical, that hopefully touches your heart as much as it touches mine. And listen, remember, if you think positive, positive results will follow. And if you think you can, you certainly will. And remember, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, it's who she knows. It's the Dr. Nancy Knows talk show.